With Zion Williamson being drafted last year, he brought the most attention since LeBron was drafted back in 2003. He single-handedly caused ticket prices of some Duke games to fetch prices as high as $2,000 without getting a single cent of it himself. And when he slipped wearing Nike shoes and broke them, he caused Nike stock to plummet just over $1 billion. And it's just recently been confirmed that Zion will be the face of NBA 2K21 after just 18 NBA games. So yeah, the Zion hype train is real. But is all the hype justified? Because I keep thinking mainly due to how injury prone he is, and at just 6'6", he weighs an astonishing 285 pounds, making only 7'3" Boban heavier in the NBA. Because people are not designed to be as heavy as Zion is, and although he's very, very strong, there's still an incredible amount of stress on his joints, which in the long run could cause some serious long-term problems for him. Another thought I had is how well does his game translate to the NBA of today? As 10 or so years ago, where the three ball was much more uncommon, Zion's game would have fitted much better with how he likes to post up and get his back to the basket. And although he does have a decent three-point shot, his mechanics aren't the best, and his shot looks a little clunky to me at times. But as long as he keeps a semi-respectable three-point shot, it will cause his defenders to stay up on him when he's on the perimeter, which keeps space around the key for him and his teammates to cut or drive into. And also, when comparing Zion to other young players such as Luka Doncic, Ja Morant or Jason Tatum, etc., I can't see him being better than any of those players in 5 or 10 years down the line. But with Zion now back in the Orlando bubble, I'm excited to watch him again. And although the Pelicans currently sit at 10th seed in the West, they can still make the playoffs this season if they can bump out the Grizzlies from the 8th seed. And honestly, in the Grizzlies' first scrimmage game a few nights ago against the Sixers, they seemed very rusty. And I know it was just a scrimmage, but I was hoping to see more hustle and intensity from them. At the same time of saying this, the Pelicans have 9 games left. Weirdly, they have 3 against the Kings, who sit just a spot lower than them in the West standings, and then games against the Jazz, Spurs, Clippers, Magic, Grizzlies, and the Wizards. So overall, they have a good set of games left, as I predict them to beat the Kings twice out of 3 times, and that they'll beat the Magic and the Wizards and the Grizzlies, if possible. Fortunately for Zion and the Pelicans, the Grizzlies have a much tougher end to the season, facing the Blazers, Spurs, Jazz, Thunder, Raptors, Celtics, Bucks, and obviously the Pelicans themselves. Out of all of these games, the Grizzlies won't be the favourite going into any of them, and if the Pelicans win 5 out of their remaining games, as I predict they will, and the Grizzlies win 1 game against the Pelicans will still go through to the playoffs. And so far this season, when the Grizzlies and Pelicans have played, the Pelicans have won both times, giving them the advantage to going into the final game between the two of them. As if they finish on the same record, the Pelicans will go through, just as they have a better record between the two teams. But then that'll leave the Pelicans with a very tough first rounds against likely the Lakers, where it will obviously be very surprising for them to win. So anyway, I personally don't think Zion will live up to the hype that currently surrounds him, but if you disagree, just leave me a comment explaining why. And until next time.